This video is presenting about carbon nanotubes, one of the type of nanomaterials. So in this PPT we are going to see the definition, theory, properties, ultrafast optical spectroscopy and applications of carbon nanotubes. So the definition for carbon nanotube is it is a fiber-like structure. The history of carbon fiber goes way back as like the filament, the carbon filament working, or the fibers used over a racket. So the history of carbon nanotube starts from 1991, and it is the rolling up of a graphene sheet to form a tube, that is carbon nanotube. So these tubes are just as like the fiber element present in the ratchet, as I have already told. So this is the schematic of a carbon nanotube, and this is the image of a carbon nanotube, that is a nanoscale range. And over the carbon nanotubes there are different properties there, and that properties are depend on how it is rolled up. So it is in the lattice structure. The graphene layer is having the particles in graphene structure, lattice structure, and so it has to be taken with a vector components, that is it can be placed over a surface, and over the surface all the dimensions has to be noted, and so these are all taken with vectors. And so A1, A2 here are the graphene vectors we are going to take, and here we have taken one reference point, two lines over A1 and A2 directions as A and B, and the reference line has been taken from the origin. So here this OB and AB dash are parallel lines, and these parallel lines overlap after rolling up, and so OA is the rolling up vector, because here we are going to roll up by this OA to be circulated. So up down like that, it has to be taken over, and so this OB and AB dash overlaps. So on finding OA, it should be based on the matrix elements present over here in lattice structure, and so it is taken as N into A1 plus M into A2, where N is the number of rows, M is the number of columns, and A1, A2 are the directional vectors taken over this graphene layer. So based on this only the properties has been decided, and based on this OA distance, which is the rolling up vector, the carbon nanotube radius changes, and the accumulation of charge over a particular layer also changes. So based on that the property changes. So the proper definition for carbon nanotube is: carbon nanotubes are tubes made of carbon with diameters typically measured in nanometers. The carbon nanotubes often refer to single-walled carbon nanotubes with diameters in the range of nanometers. So this is the representation of carbon nanotube image, and it can be formed with a carbon. A form of carbon is carbon nanotube, and over this we have to see with the diamond shape which is having lattice structure. So this is the metastable one, and the stable one will be with the graphites, which is oxidized graphene, and then it has been made to metastable again whenever some allotropes are used to form a circular buckyball shape, and this can be again made as a layer and rolled made as a layer, which is a sheet like structure, and rolled over to form nanotubes. Both are the nanotube and buckyball are all inventions in recent years itself. So the carbon nanotube properties based on this electronic band structure is it is determined by the symmetry over the rows and the columns. So whenever the rows and columns are equal over the carbon nanotube, it possesses metallic characteristics, and whenever n is greater than m, which gives 3 into j, non-zero integer number, then it gives tiny band gap structure, and so it acts as a semiconductor. Otherwise it will be large band gap semiconductor. In either way it will be semiconductor only. So whenever n is equal to m, it is metal, otherwise it is semiconductor. So the band gap is determined by the diameter of the tube. So how this band gap comes means it is based on the diameter of the tube. For tiny band gap tube, the energy level is inversely proportional to square of the radius of the tube. If the band gap tube is having if the band gap is large over the tube, then the energy gap is proportional to 1 by r, that is inversely proportional to the radius. So based on the diameter, the energy gap level changes, and based on the energy gap level is based on tube structure. So based on the number of elements present over the row and column also, the property changes. That's given over here. Then the carbon nanotube band structure will be for 2D graphites. It will be like this. The energy level will be higher at one particular position only. The energy level is higher at one particular position. So it's given over here. So whenever the number of elements that is n, m is equal, it possesses metallic characteristics, and so the energy band, the band gap overlaps. There is no band gap, so it possesses metallic characteristics. Whenever n is greater than m, it is a little energy gap is there, and so it has semiconducting characteristics. And the carbon nanotubes based on the density of state. So the density of state is taken whenever one-dimensional characteristics has been noted. So the one-dimensional confined system has density of state, which gives spike-like structure as the result. So the experimental results do show some spikes only. So the carbon nanotube density of state is a one-dimensional thing, and so here, so if density is higher, it reacts. There is the energy level will be with the increasing energy level, density is higher. With the decreasing energy level, the density will be at one particular point it's having spikes, and in other places it's having some deviations. So these deviations are because of some carbon nanotube characteristics, which is having some gaps in between the carbon atoms. Lattice intervals will be there, and these lattice intervals react with the surrounding temperature, and so the deviations may present. So these deviations can be taken off whenever it is placed in a perfect specimen medium. So this is the electrical conductance when voltage is applied. So carbon nanotubes are having high conductivity. So this conductivity is also exposed over here. So based on the density of states, it's having its conductivity. So this is the density of state. And carbon nanotube properties based on mechanical aspect is the carbon-carbon bonds are one of the strongest bond in nature. It is composed of perfect arrangement of these bonds, as it is having lattice structure, and these are self-healing. These are having self-healing property, and so the self-arrangement will be there. So here extremely high Young's modulus will be there. So the material like steam or having Young's modulus of 190 to 210, and diamond, which is a nanoparticle, is having 1050 to 1200 Young's modulus value. So based on the pressure what we are applying, the single walled nanotube is having 1000 plus Young's modulus based on the radius of the nanotube. And the ultra fast optical spectroscopy of carbon nanotubes will be having pump probe experiments, and it provides understanding of carbon nanotube linear and non-linear optical properties. We know already the nanomaterial are having special optical parameters based on the size. So here time domain measurement is also taken because the time domain measurement gives lifetime measurement. The characteristics won't change for nanomaterials, and these are having high durability, and it's having extended lifetime, and so if once taken, the characteristics won't change, it will be there itself. And so they have taken time domain measurement, and this the 1D confined exciton can be studied, because whenever we are studying carbon nanotube, we have to study about the density of state, because at one particular energy level it's having one density, and at other energy level it's having different density because of the population inversion, population growth, like that within the atoms. And so 1D confined exciton can also be studied using this ultra fast optical spectroscopy of carbon nanotubes. Here Auger recombination of excitons may occur. Auger recombination means non-radiative recombination of excitons. So the theoretical results show some strong bond excitons in semiconducting carbon nanotubes with binding energy of up to 1 electron volt. So this is the carrier removal. We are removing a carrier and we are making them to accumulate at the higher energy level. So here non-radiative recombination of these combined electrons occurs. So Auger rates is enhanced in reduced dimension materials compared to bulk materials because of this, because the in between valence band and conduction band one carrier has been removed, and the removed carriers have been accumulated at the excited level. If it is accumulated at the excited level, means the Auger rates will be high, that is non-radiative recombination of excitons will be high. So where the energy will be stored, then if it is non-radiative, it is stored within those excitons itself. Excitons are combined ions. So the experimental result shows the pump probe delay was the number of Auger elements. So the quantized Auger recombination in quantum confined system is shown over here. Over the different temperatures also it has been time period it is taken. It is very fast loss of exciton due to Auger recombination. Therefore optical performance of CNT is severely limited. So up to 2 picosecond only is having peak number of elements. After that population inversion occurs, and so no excitons will be there. So this is given over here. And confined exciton effect is also there. So whenever these all are accumulated over the excited state, some blue shift will be there. So that is, blue shift means excited energy levels are stable when Bohr radius is smaller than the exciton distance. Bohr radius, whenever the conductivity is there, Bohr radius will be Bohr radius has to be considered. So over that as these are accumulated over the excited state, the Bohr radius is smaller than this exciton distance. So at intense laser excitation, many body effects renormalize the exciton energy levels. So whenever another excitation has been given using laser, some effects will be there which will renormalize this exciton energy levels. So they may fall off. Due to fast Auger recombination, exciton energy levels shift is only observed in very short time of scale, that is below 2 picoseconds, like that. So we can't detect that. We can store it, that is record it, and we can rewind it in a slow mode to see the effect. So the experiment shows some at 0 time delay, the absorption spectrum for pumping wavelength of 1250 nanometer and 1323 nanometer is shown over here. So the blue shift means sudden shift. So at 1230 the energy level has been noted. Here at 1323 the confined exciton effect, which is having higher energy rate at one particular timing, has been noted over here. The intensity is also noted as high at that particular nanometer range, as because the energy is higher. So the applications are, it's having in electrical field, it's having field emission in vacuum electronics, building block for next generation of VLSI components, and nanolithography are applied with these carbon nanotubes. And these are used in energy storage also with lithium batteries and hydrogen storages, and it's used in biological terms as biosensor, functional AFM tips, and DNA sequencing. So AFM, that's a microscopic method, one of the microscopic method with carbon nanotubes, which is called as atomic force microscope. And so these are the examples, that is this picture shows the examples. So in electrical it is used as supercapacitor, field emission display, and in terabit memory device. In energy storage, conductive composite and fuel cell hydrogen storage has been used, and in biology, nanosensors has been used. So the biological applications is well elaborated in this PPT. As many spherical nanoparticles have been fabricated for biological applications, nanotubes offer some advantages relative to nanoparticles by the following aspects. These carbon nanotubes are having larger inner volumes, and it can be filled with a chemical or biological species, and so it's very much used in biosensing. And open mouths of the nanotubes make the inner surface accessible. It's a distinct inner and outer surface can be modified separately, and so it's very much useful in biosensing. And whenever we are using with atomic force microscopy, the probe tips are, it's having smaller diameter and maximum resolution. It's having excellent chemical and mechanical robustness and high aspect ratio. And so the carbon nanotubes are used as atomic force microscopic probe tips. So see, it's given over here. At the probe tip, they are using carbon nanotubes at the range of 1 micrometer or 20 nanometer or even 10 nanometer. And the functional AFM tips will be having molecular recognition, and so it gives certain biomolecular attachments to the CNT tip. This tip is used to study the chemical forces between molecules and chemical force microscopy too. So as given over here, so the CNT has been connected at the probe tip, and it is allowed for amide bond formation. And over this, as these are highly reactive, it can react with the amide bonds, react with the chemicals what they have sent, and it gives the adhesiveness to them. So it's given over here. And CNTs are used in DNA sequencing too, because as it is having hollow structures, it can carry anything. So nanotubes fit into the major groove of DNA strand. This is one of the main advantage. And applying bias voltage across the CNT, different DNA base pairs give rise to different current signals. So with multiple CNT, it is possible to do parallel fast DNA sequencing. So it is very much useful in biofield to do these things. And the challenges and future applications with the CNT are, it's already in product to form the CNT tipped AFM, and it's having big hit with CNT field effect transistors based nanoelectronics. And in future, CNT based OLED and artificial muscles can also come. The challenges are, while manufacturing, important parameters are hard to control. There is because as these are nanomaterials, the parameters with very accurate values has to be achieved. The large quantity fabrication process is still missing, as these are very costlier, and manipulation of nanotubes requires somewhat more technical minds. So these are the challenges and future applications with the carbon nanotubes. But overall, carbon nanotubes provide higher utility compared to other nanomaterials. Thank you.